My name's Luke Heggie. I'm a comedian from Sydney. I dared myself to do comedy and just kept going like a dickhead, masochist, like all of them. Before comedy, I had about 70 different jobs since being an adult and an adolescent. And they're all unskilled pretty much and hopeless and quite painful and poorly paid compared to this, which is brilliant. I get to say whatever I want, and because I don't have to answer to anyone, literally, I don't have any jobs besides actual stand-up, there are no consequences. My first gig was in the raw comedy competition, like a lot before and since, and I didn't know what to expect, but everyone else was mental, so I went through. I could tell you hundreds of stories of nights that I've bombed. Some of the worst nights of my life have been spent on a stage where old people walking out of a gig I had to do at a golf club were old enough that it took them a few minutes each to walk out. And then in the car park, I overheard one saying, "That's the worst entertainment we've ever had here," before slamming the door and driving off. But not before I heard someone's wife say from 40 metres away during the gig, "This is terrible." My favourite comedian changes weekly, probably. At the moment, it'd be Brisbane's own Dan Rath, who's helpfully moved down to Sydney so I can watch him a bit more. It's just a superb act. I don't have any. It's just been all so good. I don't know. There are no highlights. For me, comedy hasn't changed at all. I continue to do the same sort of shtick and thing. And because I'm relatively unknown, there's no consequences for that because I can still get out and say what I want and people don't remember who I am. But everyone will talk about freedom of speech and not being able to do shit jokes about whatever you want now. That's a buzz thing, but it doesn't affect me, so has not changed one bit for me. Probably don't do it. It's so much hard work. Like if you want to work on your networking, basically. If you want to get a job or something, it's not my cup of tea, don't worry, it's not bitterness. I don't want to be a talented face in a blazer, but if that's your thing, work on that, because actual stand-up is very difficult to keep doing with no reward. More of the same. I'm just trying to keep my head above water and feed everyone at my house through comedy, so hopefully one day give up labouring and be an actual stand-up comedian full-time. That'd be next. Well, thanks very much for having me sit down. It's been a top weekend. I've had an excellent time. If you want to see more of this, loser, I've got a couple of albums for sale on my website, lukeheggie.com. Get on it. See you next time.